Hi.
Hello.
What does trouble make you feel? What do you feel when you hear it?
I put my faith in karma, but I never wanna. It's so hard when I see the boys getting ahead. In my head, in my head.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi. Welcome.
Didn't see you there.
Come along with us on this journey.
How's everybody doing? I'm Jeremy.
I'm Tori.
I'm Scott.
And
We're
we're Tourist Club.
We thought we'd take a sec and just go through one of our songs, start to finish, how it started, how it ended, how it started again, and how we finally ended it.
It is your favorite, or
It is my favorite. I'll take your seat. Yeah, thank you.
what are you doing
So yeah, no, just stocking up for the Armageddon.
for the Armageddon? What do you have?
Yeah. I got 6 bottles of wine because you never know, and then I got chicken tenders.
That song's called Trouble. It's our fourth song on the album.
It is.
We've been working on it for 4 years, and it was just officially released in our first album on January 31st of this year.
Yep.
Self-titled, called Tourist Club. Check it out wherever you're streaming.
It's right down there.
Oh yeah, right here. There's a link
It's
here.
right there.
Maybe here.
It's gonna be here. You think it's gonna be over there?
Up here,
We'll
maybe.
you'll find
Put
it.
the
You'll
link.
see it.
Just running. I put my faith in karma.
So the song, it really started, we were playing together as a foursome actually, and I kind of had this, just a really simple like little part, you know, with a melody, which is great.
Yeah, it's great. And I was like, Jeremy, love what you've brought in.
Yes,
It's a yes and type of thing.
and
Yes.
And it's exactly like a Rolling Stones song.
which they're great.
Yeah, they're great. So that's great.
So we're on the right track. We knew that.
And I was also, we had this other little part, which I think they were separate, but we like to kind of just combine ideas if we can, and a lot of our songs are in the same key, so it's great. It was like this,
And I love that your heart's so pure.
I don't think we even had words though. You just had the.
it was just kind of a,
Ba-ba-da-da-ba.
that's how I do a lot of writing, is like, I get the sound first, and then we kind of plug in thematic words over time.
And I love that your heart's so pure.
I started singing the word just trouble. I think I was literally just singing trouble at one point. It's a long story. I'm gonna take you on it. So I thought of the word trouble because a while ago my friends and I went to Big Sur. Do I get a soundtrack again?
Yeah.
Of course.
So my friends and I went to Big Sur. We meet this guy at a bar, at a wine bar called Nepenthe. It has this beautiful overlook. And he was like, you guys have to stick around. There's this cool band playing down the street. We'll get you a hotel room. We're all gonna hang out. And we were like, sure, seems great. So well, I was like, is this a change in the story? So, okay, we do that. We have a great time. Cut to a few months later. He comes up to Oakland. He was like, you gotta come to this warehouse art party in Oakland. So I schlep to Oakland. I bring my 2 friends. We get off the train. We get out. We are, I don't even know where in Oakland. And my friends looked at me and they were like, did you bring us here to murder us?
I was around for when Trouble was written. Not there the day that you met him, but the day that you followed up with him at a warehouse party in Oakland. So I do feel a special connection to that song.
I'm calling him, he doesn't answer. There's nobody to be found. Finally, he comes out of this building. He's wearing this hat, like a hipster hat with like a feather in it and like a bolo tie and this like vest thing. It was a real look. And I woke up to him and I said, you're in huge trouble. And he says, I've been in trouble since the day I met you. It was a great line, and I was like, that's excellent. I think we should work with that. So then I started singing Trouble, and then we came up with this construct about being in a bar and you meet somebody and you know they're bad news. Just
That
that.
was all the time.
Till there's all this time.
And I said, stop. I put my faith in karma, baby. But I never.
So yeah, we recorded it was super fast. I don't think we knew what the fuck we were doing. We didn't have a workspace. It was out of Scotty's apartment. Probably took a couple days, right, to get all the parts. Super
record
simple
it?
arrangement.
Like a
Some quick
day.
recording. Yeah, I think we might have done it in a Sunday afternoon.
10 tracks, maybe.
Yeah.
And then we got it. We mixed it, mastered it ourselves, and then went to Fiverr.com, which is just you can pay anybody for anything.
Literally
$5.
anything you want.
I think ours was like $30 or
Ours
$35
was more than $5, yeah.
to master it. And again, we didn't really know what we were doing, so we're like, sounds great.
Cool,
Love
cool,
it.
cool.
Let's
Tight,
ship
tight,
it.
tight.
And we released it in 2017. My friend Lillian did the cover art, which was great. It's beautiful. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And it got, dozens of streams, so we were blown away.
Dozen.
I think we broke 100.
Yeah.
We at least broke 100.
Did we break 100?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
we're in the
we at
several
least
hundreds
are
now.
several hundreds.
Yeah, so the reception was just insane. Fast forward almost 2 years, we decided, we're like, okay, let's, we've been workshopping a lot of songs. We recorded and released a couple others. Let's go record an EP. So we went up to Scotty's place in Sonoma and basically for 3 days straight recorded 4
And
songs.
it was like quasi camping. We were in this like beautiful house, but it was under construction, so we had like limited amenities.
No kitchen.
We had a grill
Yeah, we had a grill.
where we
All you
made
need.
scrambled eggs on the grill. We spent 3 days up there, and then we recorded 4 songs, right? 4 songs. We're in the car, we're driving back, we're like 80%, we're 80% done.
80% to go.
Yeah. So we think we're done. and then cut to a year later, and that's how long it took. But
Well, I think I felt really good about it. I was like, why are we doing just an EP? Let's do like a whole album. So we said like, kind of forced it. We're like, we're gonna do an album.
Yeah.
We had a lot of material, and Trouble was one of those songs where it had already been released. We really liked it. We were questioning like, of the old songs, what should we put on the album? And I just don't think Trouble in its old form made the cut. Like it just didn't.
it was really vibey, but it was really low production.
Yeah. And it's always been a little too low energy for me, the original version.
Sky's spinning.
I like a little drive.
You like
I've always envisioned that song as driving.
What do you think is your favorite between Trouble V1 and Trouble V2, and why?
I kind of like the original,
Thank
to
you.
be honest,
Okay.
because I think that the new one is a little more electronic, if you would.
That's a good observation. Yeah. Yeah.
But I like both, of course.
Yeah, we knowing that, we kind of went into our new workspace, which is Scotty's office, which is just a sea of fluorescent lights
And chairs.
and
A
chairs.
sea of chairs.
But it's great.
So many
Like,
fucking chairs.
go in, plug in, and you're going.
We're also, we don't have a cello now, and there's not cello on any of our other songs.
Yeah.
So I think we needed to R.I.P. Nathan.
Yeah.
He's still alive. And we love you.
So, yeah, I think we kept a lot of the same components. Like maybe the keyboard now does the piano part, which we'll get into in the arrangement in a second. But I think even after we re-recorded it, basically, there was that moment of like, shit, it's still kind of missing something. And I think collectively we were just like, the chorus just isn't quite there. Like it's not really doing it. So that's a pretty daunting thing to come to terms with when you're like almost ready to ship it.
We've
or
recorded
put it
a
away.
bunch of it, and it's like, what?
Well, it doesn't.
Well, it
actually
doesn't
a
have one
chorus.
very key part of the song.
Who needs a chorus?
Arguably the most important.
Yeah. So we always do this like very collaborative. Scotty calls it Frankenstein mode of writing, where like I'll have just dozens of ideas and concepts, and as will these guys. And I think a hook that kind of stuck with me was the final hook of the song. I put my faith in karma. That one, which actually sits on top of the regular chorus. And I had originally written it as a much slower, angstier, like, I'm the nice guy and all these other people who are douchebags are far more successful than I am.
Put my faith in karma, but I never really wanna, 'cause I see them boys getting up here.
So like, why am I putting my faith in karma? Kind kind of a thing. And it kind of fit with this, like, you meet this guy at a bar kind of a vibe. So, I don't know, it worked really well. And then the actual chorus, I think we came up with a chord progression together, and I don't know if it was out of my lyric book or we wrote it together, but it's important to throw a bunch of ideas at the wall. Lillian, who she did the original artwork for Trouble, she was here.
Yeah, she was here. She was sitting in a chair,
Right behind
one of
the
the many
camera.
chairs right over there.
Yeah, and you know, she's pretty tough to please, but I could see just a hint of it's okay as we were coming up with the new chorus. So I knew we were on something.
Yeah.
Something pretty special. So it probably took us about a month, I think. Most songs take us about a month, like 4 weeks to
Yeah.
write, record, arrange.
Yeah.
And then we work with this guy Clint, who's incredible, out of Sunset Sounds down in Los Angeles. He's won a Grammy, not for our album, but he did all the mixing and mastering for this song and all the songs on the record. You should listen to it. But we're happy to actually show you.
We're gonna actually. Are we gonna jump in?
We can jump right into
No, let's
Logic.
go.
Let's go.
Let's
Come on.
go.
Let's hop in.
Come on.
Hop on.
Come on. Come on.
Into the fun stuff with the Logic. You can see here we got 79 tracks. So we're pretty impressed by ourselves. If it counts how good it is by how many tracks, I think we're doing really well. So this is kind of the intro. We've got intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. Just a very standard,
Revolutionary.
standard setup. And you can hear from that intro that instead of that acoustic guitar that Jeremy had before, now we've got that electric piano that continues doing that throughout quite a bit of the song. One of the sounds I like the most is Jeremy's guitar sound on this pre-chorus. It's got a cool delay, and we actually can bring that up here.
You don't even have to play it that fast. You can just put an echo on it,
That's true.
and it just sounds great. So all
Pretty-
these,
Well, I want to show how humble it is without. Yeah, so this is without all those cool effects.
Uh-oh.
bump, bump, bump. And these are all stock. I don't think we used anything outside of what comes with Logic.
Yeah. One of the other sounds we found, this is a little known secret, is that we actually don't have a drummer. So our drums here are these software instruments here. So you can hear some of this. This is some of the chorus, and then we got a little weird, and we were looking at some kind of different percussion sounds, and this is where we found this European folk kit that we added on the last chorus. And so these are these kind of fun toms out of.
Take a trip around the world.
Yeah,
you know?
we're just going exploring. We're in San Francisco, but we can also go travel
to Europe.
To Europe.
to Europe. and-
Generally, I don't know quite where, but
Yeah, so that's pretty fun. I played bass. On a lot of the songs, I played bass, electric bass for the song. But on this one, here it is for the verse. But on the chorus, we decided to break out the 808, which is, you've probably heard it in some pop music. This is what it sounds like. Now when you add it with the drums, it can sound pretty
Heavy.
powerful.
Yeah.
So it gives that chorus quite a bit of drive. So that's a couple fun things. Another thing we did throughout the verses is added some of Jeremy's leads from the final chorus as little sprinkles in the verse to give hints. So Those are fun
Please don't talk to me.
little tastes. See,
What can
I
you do?
also liked the adding for the chorus, adding the Tori's stops. So we had these stops coming into the chorus.
Yeah. That gave it a lot of like depth or something.
Some good punch.
Yeah, it's a good word.
So now hearing this with some of those other
Get you home before your trouble takes me.
Jeremy vocals.
And I said, I put my faith in karma, but I never wanna. It's so hard when I see the boys getting ahead in my head.
I'm
You
curious.
guys look very close, all
What-
in one screen.
Yeah.
What does trouble make you feel? What do you feel when you hear it?
It's about living in the moment and making decisions that you think may not be the right one in the long term, but in the moment make you happy. And I can sympathize and empathize with that.